this hour, the city of Atlanta has just voted on whether or not to essentially decriminalize marijuana possession. The new law would make possession of less than an ounce a ticketing offense instead of one that could send you to jail. Keith Whitney is live at City Hall for what has turned out to be a heated exchange and a decision coming down on that, Keith.
Yeah, that's right, Ben. You know, this was an extremely divisive issue. It is remarkable that it passed unanimously, 15-0 we are hearing. You can believe there was a lot of arm twisting going on in the last minutes behind the scenes. Now, as you said, mayoral candidate Vincent Ford actually came down here. That led to a heated exchange between him and candidate Keisha Lance Bottoms, who asked him point blank, hey, why didn't you get a bill like this passed under the Gold Dome? Check out the exchange.
Why didn't you pass this at the state level where it can actually make a difference?
You will see that I'm an author of a bill to defelonize marijuana at the state capitol. So don't try to score don't try to score political points with me.
I am asking a question. I am asking that he specifically answer my question.
Senator Ford. Score political points when it come up on that board. Senator Ford. Let's do that. Ms. Bottoms, we're done. We're done. Ms. Bottoms. No, this is not Ms. Bottoms. No.
With all due respect, Mr. President, I am not done.
This is not a no. With all due respect.
I am not done. I asked the question.
Respect the young order of the city.
Point of order.
Respect the young people of this city.
Yeah, that went on like that for several more minutes to come. Folks in the audience chanting, you sold Turner Field to Keisha Lance Bottoms. There was no love lost between those two candidates on the campaign trail. Remember, this was Kwanzaa Hall's bill. He didn't even get involved at this point, kind of content to sit on the sidelines while the three mayoral opponents battled it out with Caesar Mitchell, Keisha Lance Bottoms, and Vincent Ford. We're going to have more on this story coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, very fluid situation down here at City Hall, but this bill passes. Now it goes to the mayor's office. Maybe it'll get his signature. I don't know. He's been coy about it. We'll see. Keith Whitney, CBS 46 News.
All right, Keith, the best heated...
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Straight back to hit you with a video again. This video right here comes straight out of Atlanta. No, it's not about the LGBT, anything regarding that nature. It's about a new bill they are working on, they are passing. Basically, to decriminalize marijuana usage in Atlanta, which they should just make it legal statewide, worldwide, well, nationwide. I can only speak for America, I can't speak for nowhere else. But nationwide, it should be illegal if we already have tobacco, which kills, I don't know how many people a year, and alcohol, which kills so many people a year. And I have never known anybody to die from smoking weed. Like Cat Williams said, you might have thought his ass was dead. No, he's not dead. Marijuana only have 3 side effects: hungry, happiness, and sleepy. You're going to be hungry as hell when you're going to go in the kitchen and eat up every damn thing. And you're going to be so happy that you're going to see leprechauns and Care Bears and Rainbow Bright and all them stuff flying across the screen with He-Man. And you're going to be sleepy where you're going to get some good night rest. That's the only damn things right there. And that sounds like a miracle drug to me. I don't know why it's not legal everywhere else. But things in the South tend to take a little longer to progress and catch up with the rest of the nation. Just like California and other areas, even some northern areas on the east, northeast side have marijuana legal. In the South, it takes a lot longer because they love to punish people in the South and criminalize people in the South. Because if you was to make marijuana legal, a lot of those jails in the South, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, and what have you, Florida, a lot of those jails will become empty because a lot of those people are in there for minor possession of marijuana, a drug paraphernalia, stuff like that. They'll pass any laws where they can keep these jails halfway filled or filled up with basically non-violent offenders. But Atlanta is trying to come on board with the rest of the nation like Denver, even though Denver made it completely illegal. And hopefully Atlanta will do the same thing in due time. So I'm finna read a snippet from this story, and I will give my opinion as we go. City leaders voted unanimously 15-0 to pass the controversial issue of the decriminalization of marijuana in Atlanta on Monday. The proposal passed through a committee on September the 26th. City Councilman Kwanzaa Hall introduced the measure back in March. It calls for reducing the penalty for possession of less than an ounce of marijuana to a $75 fine and no jail time. That's a dramatic drop from the penalty currently in place under state law, which calls for up to 6 months in jail and a fine up to $1,000. That's a damn shame. In Atlanta and in Fulton County, 92% of the arrests for small amounts of marijuana are the arrests of African Americans. That is the most biased rate of arrests in the country. Councilman Hall told CBS 46 News in September, it's not easy to convince a majority of 8 to 10 people, and ideally a majority to agree upon to do something. Hall and his team says it's just one measure in a series of justice reform policies he has planned. But Hall acknowledges the proposal has been stalled since May. And you have to ask yourself, why are they trying to make it so illegal to do these type of things? But you have to understand, see, the way they got marijuana was, the way they got marijuana basically outlawed in the beginning was due to the Mexican immigrants coming in. When southern states that were receiving Mexican immigrants became with the growing population, and newspapers ran headlines of Mexicans going crazy and called the Mexican Menace. So you can look this up, you can Google it. And they also claimed that Mexican men were going around doing strange things, going crazy from smoking marijuana, and were killing people. So the government made this big outrage over it, and El Paso, Texas became the first U.S. city to ban marijuana in 1915, basically trying to outlaw the consumption of marijuana in this country. And city officials started rounding up Mexicans who smoked marijuana and had them deported. So basically they used the Mexicans in the beginning, you can look this up, all this is factual, to outlaw this substance. But one of the main reasons why, because it's hard to tax it, taxation, because you can grow it. You can just, if you live in a certain climate, or you can make a climate, but you have the growing rooms and all that, you can grow it. And how the hell are they going to profit off of that? See, if the government, Big Brother, can't get his piece of money off of it, the little guys, nobody don't really receive anything. So if you can cultivate and you have some kind of what they call a green thumb, you can pretty much grow your own stuff, where it'll be harder for you to grow your own tobacco. Tobacco is a little harder to grow. Marijuana is like weed. That's why it's called weed. Just throw it out there, 9 times out of 10, that shit gonna grow. But will it be some fire? I don't know. But at the same time, you can grow it anywhere. But that's where the stuff pretty much originates from, where they blamed it on the Mexicans going crazy, the immigrants and all that. So it's very strange that you would have these all these narcotics acts, the Rockefeller drug laws, where you have these mandatory drug sentences. Then you have the Marijuana Tax Act that was basically passed in 1937, where you had people saying, well, if you can't have marijuana unless it was for medical reason, no municipal reason, it had to be a medical reason, then they will allow you to have marijuana. But if you didn't have any kind of medical problem or whatever, they wouldn't let you have it, and they'll pretty much arrest you. And then 1970, the Controlled Substance Act, where they initiated the scheduling of drugs by how dangerous they were to perceive. Marijuana was a Schedule 1 drug, which meaning it was accepted medical. It has no medical accepted use and a high potential for abuse. So basically, they just giving us the basic runaround, because I could have sworn that cigarettes are way worse than marijuana, and alcohol also, because how many people drive from drunk driving? How many people die from drunk driving? Kidneys and stuff, kidney failures. How many people have cancer and stuff, lung cancer, them holes through the throat? We had to talk like a robot. How many people have to go through that stuff? Now how many people done died from marijuana that we know of? How many people done overdosed from marijuana? How many people done got marijuana poison? Just like if you drink enough alcohol, you can get alcohol poison. Can somebody let me know that? So for these people to sit up here and make up excuses when it's really about taxation, because they can't tax it like they want to, because everybody can't make gin and juice. Everybody can't make E&J. Everybody can't make vodka rum. Everybody can't make Camel cigarettes, Newport cigarettes, menthols, or what have you. But if you got some seeds and you got the right temperature, you can grow some weed. That's what it's really all about. They can't tax it like they want to. And the places they have it already at, it's very strange. It would seem like How can you penalize somebody in one part of the country, but you can let it go in the other side of the country? I don't understand that. You have guys on these videos where they standing right beside police smoking weed, but you have people in mostly the south, the southern area of the United States getting arrested for whether it's a little roach in their car, a little joint, a seed, or whatever. That don't make no sense right there. So the old saying is true, you know, the South is very corrupt and it's very slow. You know, it's very slow to catch on with the rest of the nation. But let me know what you all think in the comment section about this right here, about Atlanta decriminalizing marijuana when they should just make it legal. You know, because one thing about it, people gonna do what they want to do regardless. You know, and if people want to smoke marijuana, let them smoke. You let them drink. You let them drink all these sodas that's bad for them and it still kill them. So it's not about helping nobody. It's not about helping nobody. So get that out y'all head. It's not about helping. The government can care less about helping you, what you eat and what you consume. No, what it cares about is money, taxation. Taxation. That's what it's about. Anyway, make sure you hit that like button if you like the video. Subscribe. Next time, stay blessed. I'm out.